If you want to instantly bend your reality, do these vibrational hacks. What if I told you that reality is not fixed? That the life you are living right now is not the only version available to you? That, at this very moment, infinite parallel realities exist, and with the right vibrational shift, you can step into a completely different timeline where your desires already exist. Most people don't realize how malleable their reality truly is. They believe they must work harder, wait longer, or earn their way into a better life. But the truth is, reality does not change through effort alone, it changes through frequency. Everything you experience is a reflection of the vibration you are holding. If you want to bend reality, you don't push harder, you shift your energy. Most people are stuck in a feedback loop. They wake up, react to the same circumstances, feel the same emotions, think the same thoughts, and then wonder why nothing changes. They believe they are trapped, but in reality, they are simply broadcasting the same frequency and receiving the same reflection. The moment you change your vibrational signal, reality has no choice but to shift in response. This isn't wishful thinking, it's quantum mechanics. The universe is not a static place. It is a field of infinite possibilities, and your consciousness is the tuning mechanism. You are constantly selecting your reality, whether you realize it or not. The question is, are you choosing consciously, or are you letting old patterns choose for you?
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
The first vibrational hack to bending reality is mastering your emotional state. Most people think emotions are just reactions to life, but they are actually the steering wheel of your frequency. If you wake up feeling anxious, doubtful, or frustrated, you are broadcasting signals that align with timelines full of more anxiety, doubt, and frustration. But if you wake up and deliberately shift your emotional state before anything external changes, you override the default setting and start attracting a completely different reality. This is why gratitude is so powerful. It is not just a feel-good practice, it is a vibrational hack. When you feel gratitude, you are signaling that you are already in alignment with abundance. And because the universe responds to your dominant vibration, it begins to deliver experiences that match that frequency. But here's where most people go wrong. They try to trick the universe. They say affirmations, visualize their dream life, and force a smile while deep down they still feel lack. And the universe does not respond to what you say, it responds to what you feel. If you say, "I am abundant," but your body is vibrating with fear and scarcity, the universe picks up on the fear, not the words. This is why people struggle with manifestation. They are trying to change their reality with thoughts alone, but their emotions are contradicting those thoughts. The real hack is to feel the emotion of your desired reality before it arrives, not just for a moment, but consistently. Now, let me ask you something. What if you were told that everything you desire is already waiting for you, but you can't access it because your frequency is mismatched? What if the only thing standing between you and the life you want is your own vibrational state? Would you still let external circumstances dictate how you feel, or would you take back control? The second vibrational hack is breaking the illusion of time. Most people think manifestation takes time, but time is an illusion created by the mind. In the quantum field, everything already exists. The reason things appear to take time is because your belief in time creates a delay. If you believe something will take years, it will. If you believe it must happen instantly, it can. But to collapse time, you must remove the mental barriers that tell you your desires are far away. Instead of thinking, "I will have this one day," you must shift to, "It is already mine now." This doesn't mean pretending, it means embodying the certainty that your reality has already shifted, even if your eyes haven't caught up yet. Most people get stuck in waiting mode. They check for signs, look for proof, and constantly ask, is it working? But waiting is a vibration. And when you vibrate in waiting, you delay your shift. The moment you stop waiting and start living as if it's already done, you collapse the timeline. Reality has no choice but to match you. Now, think about this. If you already had everything you desired, how would you wake up in the morning? How would you walk? How would you speak? How would you feel? The fastest way to bend reality is to behave as if the shift has already happened. Not in a forced or fake way, but in a way that fully embodies the certainty of your new timeline. This is the key most people miss. They wait for proof before they believe, but reality reflects belief, not the other way around. And in the next part, we are going deeper into the mechanics of vibrational alignment, how to override subconscious resistance, how to trick your nervous system into accepting your new reality, and how to accelerate your shift so fast that reality bends in your favor almost instantly. The hidden code of reality, how to unlock instant alignment and override subconscious resistance. Reality is not what you think it is. It's not solid, fixed, or unchangeable. It's not something outside of you that you must fight against, manipulate, or figure out. Reality is responding to you in real time. Every thought, every emotion, every belief, every subconscious expectation is coding the reality you experience. The problem is that most people are running on outdated programming. They want to shift their reality, but their subconscious mind is still wired to the old version of themselves. They are trying to manifest abundance while still feeling like someone who struggles. They are trying to attract love while still carrying the frequency of unworthiness. They are trying to create a new life while still thinking, feeling, and behaving like the old version of themselves. And the universe doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you are. So the real question is, how do you override this outdated code? How do you bypass the subconscious resistance that keeps pulling you back into the same patterns? How do you align so deeply with your new reality that the shift happens instantly? The first key is understanding that your subconscious mind does not respond to logic, it responds to feeling. This is why affirmations alone don't work for most people. You can say, I am wealthy 1,000 times, but if your body is still carrying the frequency of lack, your subconscious will reject it. Your nervous system is programmed to keep you in familiar states, even if those states are painful. If you've spent years living in struggle, disappointment, or fear, your nervous system has adapted to that. It sees struggle as normal. It sees fear as home. And when you try to shift into a higher frequency, your subconscious perceives it as a threat. This is why people sabotage themselves, not because they don't want change, but because their nervous system is addicted to the old reality. The fastest way to override subconscious resistance is to make the new reality feel safer than the old one. Instead of forcing affirmations, you must trick your nervous system into believing that your desired reality is already normal. But how do you do this? You do it through embodiment. You must train your body, your emotions, your entire state of being to experience the new reality before it arrives. This means shifting not just your thoughts, but your entire physiological response. If you desire abundance, you must practice feeling financially free before the money arrives. If you desire love, you must practice feeling deeply loved before the relationship manifests. If you desire success, you must practice embodying confidence and certainty before the external proof appears. Most people wait for external change to give them permission to feel different. They think, when I have more money, I'll feel abundant. When I meet the right person, I'll feel loved. When I succeed, I'll feel confident. But this is backward. Reality is a mirror. It reflects what you feel now. If you keep waiting for the external to shift before you shift internally, you are delaying the manifestation. The real hack is to feel it first, to embody it now, to make your nervous system believe that the shift is already done. Now, let me ask you something. What if you stopped waiting? What if you stopped looking for proof? What if you decided, right now, that your new reality was already here? How would that change the way you move? How would that change the way you think? How would that change the way you respond to life? Because the moment you stop checking, stop doubting, stop waiting, you collapse the timeline. You override the delay. You align instantly. The second key to unlocking instant alignment is detachment. Most people block their manifestations because they are too attached to the outcome. They are constantly looking for signs, checking if it's working, questioning if it will happen. But attachment is resistance. When you are desperate for something to manifest, you are vibrating in lack. You are signaling to the universe that you don't have it yet. And as long as you vibrate in not having, reality will keep reflecting that back to you. This is why the things you chase the hardest seem to run away from you. The energy of chasing is the energy of lack. The moment you release the need for it, the universe delivers it effortlessly. But detachment doesn't mean not caring. It doesn't mean apathy. It means absolute trust. It means knowing so deeply that your new reality is inevitable that you no longer feel the need to force it. It means you don't need proof because you are the proof. You don't need signs because you are the sign. You don't need validation because your certainty is unshakable. When you reach this level of trust, reality bends in your favor. So let's break this down. If you want to instantly bend your reality, you must do 3 things. First, override your subconscious resistance by embodying the new frequency now, not later. Second, trick your nervous system into believing that your desired reality is already normal and safe. Third, release all attachment to the outcome and hold the vibration of absolute certainty. When you do this, reality has no choice but to catch up. And in the next part, we are going even deeper. We are unlocking the energetic mechanics of quantum leaping, how to shift timelines instantly, how to dissolve limiting beliefs at their core, and how to step into a new version of yourself so completely that the old reality becomes irrelevant. Quantum leaping decoded how to shift timelines and collapse the old reality instantly. Reality is not as rigid as you've been led to believe. It is not something you are stuck inside of, forced to navigate through struggle and limitation. It is something you are actively generating in every moment. And if you are generating it, that means you can change it. Not through force, not through waiting, but through a quantum leap, a radical shift in your vibrational state that instantly aligns you with a new timeline. The mistake most people make is believing that change is linear. They think they have to slowly improve, step by step, gradually working their way toward the life they desire. But quantum mechanics shows us that time is not linear. All versions of you already exist. The version of you living in struggle and the version of you living in abundance are both real, both accessible. The only thing separating them is the frequency you are tuned into. Shift the frequency and you shift the timeline. So how do you do this? How do you leap into a new reality without getting stuck in the slow progression of change? The first step is to completely dissolve the identity of your old self. Most people try to manifest a new life while still holding on to their old identity. They want to be abundant, but they still think like someone struggling. They want to be confident, but they still see themselves as unworthy. They want to be free, but they are still attached to the limitations of their past. And as long as they carry that old identity, they are energetically anchored to the old timeline. This is why change feels slow. It's not because reality resists you. It's because you are still identifying as the person who doesn't have what you want. The fastest way to quantum leap is to drop the old identity completely, not gradually, instantly. Right now, if you knew without a shred of doubt that you were already living in your highest timeline, how would you think? How would you move? How would you show up? That is the energy you must step into immediately, not as an act, not as a trick, but as an unshakable decision. You are no longer available for the old story. You do not entertain the old doubts. You do not play the old roles. You step fully into the new self, and you do not look back. But here's where most people get stuck. They try to bring their old reality with them. They want to shift timelines, but they don't want to let go of the things, people, or habits that are tied to their lower vibration. This is impossible. You cannot drag your old frequency into a new timeline. You must be willing to let go. And this is where the collapse happens. When you fully decide to embody the new version of yourself, anything that is not in alignment with that version will begin to break down. Old friendships may fade. Certain opportunities may close. Your environment may start to feel uncomfortable. This is not a sign that something is going wrong. This is proof that the shift is happening. You are dissolving the old reality, and anything that does not match the new vibration will naturally fall away. The only question is, will you let it? This is where most people panic. They start to see things shifting, and instead of trusting, they resist. They try to hold on to what is breaking down. They question if they made the right choice. And the moment they do this, they slow the shift. If you want to quantum leap, you must trust the collapse. You must let the old version of your life disintegrate without fear. Do not try to fix it. Do not try to hold it together. Let it crumble. Because the faster you let go, the faster the new timeline stabilizes. Now, let's go deeper. What happens when you fully commit to the new timeline? At first, it may feel uncomfortable. Your nervous system may react because it is stepping into the unknown. Your mind may try to pull you back into old habits. This is normal. But if you stay committed, if you refuse to waver, the shift will complete itself. You will reach a point where the old reality no longer has a hold on you. The thoughts that used to limit you will feel foreign. The emotions that used to weigh you down will not resonate anymore. The struggles that once felt impossible will no longer exist in your world. And this is when you know you have stabilized the shift. At this point, reality bends effortlessly. Opportunities appear out of nowhere. Synchronicities become constant. Things that once seemed difficult happen without effort. This is not luck. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. You have tuned into a higher frequency, and now reality is reflecting that back to you. This is how quantum leaping works. Not by forcing, but by becoming. Now, let me ask you something. Are you ready to let go of the version of yourself that is holding you back? Are you willing to stop negotiating with your limitations? Are you ready to step fully into the timeline where your highest potential already exists? Because the moment you decide fully, completely, without hesitation, the shift is instant. And in the next part, we are unlocking the final piece of the puzzle: how to maintain this new timeline permanently, how to prevent yourself from slipping back, and how to anchor your new reality so deeply that nothing can shake it. Locking in the shift: how to permanently anchor your new reality and never fall back. You felt it. That moment of clarity where everything clicks. The shift happens, your energy changes, and reality begins to respond. But then, something pulls you back. Old thoughts, old emotions, old patterns. And suddenly it feels like the shift was temporary, like you're slipping back into the old reality you thought you had left behind. This is where most people lose their transformation, not because they didn't shift, but because they didn't stabilize the new frequency. If you want to permanently anchor your new reality, you must master one thing: energetic stability. The biggest mistake people make after a quantum leap is checking for proof. They wake up in their new vibration feeling aligned, feeling powerful, feeling certain, and then their mind starts looking for external validation. Has my reality changed yet? Where's the proof? Why hasn't this manifested yet? The moment you start looking for signs, you shift back into the energy of doubt. And doubt is the frequency of the old reality. When you check for proof, you are subconsciously affirming that you don't fully believe in the shift. And because reality mirrors your dominant vibration, it begins to pull you back into the old patterns. So how do you prevent this? How do you lock in the shift so deeply that returning to the old timeline becomes impossible? The first key is unwavering certainty. You must behave as if your new reality is already set in stone, even when the external world hasn't caught up yet. This means no second guessing, no doubting, no waiting. You don't check if it's working, you walk as if it's already done. Now think about this. If you truly believed deep in your bones that your highest timeline was already yours, how would you move? How would you think? How would you feel? That is the energy you must hold. And you must hold it no matter what. Even if nothing seems to be changing yet, even if old challenges resurface, even if everything around you tries to test you. Because the real test is not whether you can shift, it's whether you can stay shifted. The second key to stabilizing your new reality is emotional discipline. Your emotions are the steering wheel of your vibration. If you allow external circumstances to dictate how you feel, you will constantly be thrown off course. To lock in a new reality, you must learn to regulate your emotions from within. This means no reacting to evidence that contradicts your new timeline. No spiraling into fear when things don't move fast enough. No slipping back into old thought loops just because they feel familiar. You must hold the frequency of your new reality even when the external world gives you every reason to doubt. This is where most people fail. They shift for a moment, but then they let external triggers pull them back. They mistake temporary obstacles for permanent blocks. But here's the truth. The only reason challenges appear after a quantum leap is to test your resolve. The universe is asking, are you truly ready for this shift, or will you let doubt pull you back? If you hold your frequency through the test, the challenge dissolves. If you waver, you reinforce the old timeline. The third key is full energetic embodiment. You cannot just think your way into a new reality, you must live it. You must breathe it. You must make it so normal, so familiar, so deeply ingrained in your being that it becomes your default state. This means aligning every part of your life with your new vibration, your habits, your surroundings, the way you speak, the way you carry yourself. Everything must reflect the frequency of your new reality. If your new timeline is one of abundance, you cannot keep making decisions from a scarcity mindset. If your new timeline is one of confidence, you cannot keep speaking to yourself with insecurity. Every action, every thought, every choice must align with the version of you who already has everything you desire. And here's the final key: no backup plans, no safety nets, no just-in-case thinking. When you truly commit to a new timeline, you burn the bridges to your old reality. You make it impossible to go back. Most people keep one foot in their old life, just in case. They hold on to their old beliefs just in case. They play it safe, just in case. But just in case is the energy of doubt. And doubt is the doorway back to the old timeline. If you want to make your shift permanent, you must go all in. No hesitation. No fallback options. Just full, undeniable commitment to your new reality. Now, let me ask you something. What would happen if you never wavered again? If you never doubted your shift? If you refused to accept anything less than your highest timeline? How fast would your reality change if, starting right now, you decided that slipping back was no longer an option? Because that is the final step. The moment you make that decision fully, completely, with every cell in your being, the shift is locked in. And when that happens, your new reality is no longer something you are trying to reach. It is simply who you are.